Good morning and happy Wednesday. Happy hump day to you. I've had some questions over the past few days about how to apply liquid blush, and so I thought this would be a good time to do a quick reminder about cream contour as well. My cream contour stick is almost out, but I'm going to use a brush and get it out of there. I'm also using a brush for my liquid blush. So let's get right into it. All right, here we go. This is the cream contour stick called Smize from Pharmacy. We're gonna take it from the tip of our ear down towards our mouth, but we're gonna stop at the end of our eyebrow. So we're only placing it in a small section, and I really like using this small brush. This is actually a concealer brush from Real Techniques. It's a Real Techniques brush that I think I got from Ulta. So that's where you're gonna place it, from the tip of your ear down towards your mouth, stopping at the end of your eyebrow. And the smaller brush that you use, the more precise you can be. And I'm just stippling this on. I don't like to do swiping motions because I don't wanna mess up the foundation that I've just applied. So I find that using a small brush like this, I can just stipple and be more precise with placement. All right, if you're hopping on, please say hi. And if you're watching the replay, please put a number 2 in the comments. All right, so I'm gonna go across the hairline here. So with contour, what you're doing is you're essentially creating shadows. If you want your forehead to look smaller, we wanna chisel out our cheekbones, we wanna, snatch the jawline, get rid of a double chin situation, make your nose look thinner. Those are the reasons we do that. Now I am technically, if you want to get technical, I'm using a bronzer color. Contours are cool colors, bronzers are warm. This is a warmer bronzer color. You can use whatever your heart desires. So again, I'm stippling this on where I want it. And then you can take a brush or your dampened beauty sponge that you used for your foundation, and then I'm just gonna go back in and just blend it out by tapping. Again, everything is like a tapping, stipple type of motion, and I'm just blending it in. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing here at the cheekbone, coming over at an angle on the side of the face. And this doesn't have to, be a long drawn out process. Just getting it done real quick. That's the cream contour. I have not done my concealer under my eyes yet, and I'll tell you why. When I'm doing my liquid blushes, I feel like it helps even it out if I do the concealer after. So I'm using a liquid blush called Courage. Now these liquid blushes have these little foamy applicator tips, and you probably see a lot of people take these and put them on their face. I honestly do not like that method myself, because usually you're going to apply too much product and it's going to be really hard to blend it out. And I find that when I do that, it leaves like a little mark, into like a pressed in mark to the foundation. So I've just put on my foundation. I don't want to mess it up. So what I do is I take it and put it on the back of my hand. This color I'm using today is called Courage, and that is on purpose because I have a business meeting this morning that I needed a little extra courage for. So take your blush brush and tap it out on your hand so that you kind of dissipate some of that color before you touch it to your face. And then put it on right above your contour at an angle. And a little bit, you wanna start with a little bit. You could always go back and grab more. Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Amy. And then I like to always start back here at the hairline, because if I do have too much on my brush, at least I'm not placing it right in the middle of the face with too much product on it. Now, us over 40 ladies who want to have a more mature and slimmer look, then you want to place your blush like so, going up the side of the face to create that slim look. You do not want to apply it to the apples of the cheeks. We're going to leave that for the youngins, okay? All right, so then I'm going to grab my concealer And I think I might actually use just a little bit of Pinky Cloud also, because Pinky Cloud has a little bit of shimmer to it, which the other shades do not, but the Pinky Cloud does. That was our original. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of the shimmer here on the top part. Not all over, just very strategically placed. And once again, you can take your dampened beauty sponge and then just kind of go around the edges. You want to soften kind of the line of the blush so it blends well with everything else that we're doing. All right, and if you missed the very first part, which was the cream contour, maybe go back and watch the replay. I'm gonna put just a little bit of concealer on the inner corner and the outer corner. And if you noticed how far down I came with it, I placed it at about the level of my eye bag. All right, I used a different brush yesterday than I think what I may use today, if I can find the brush I want to use. I have just a flat brush I'm going to use today. So I'm just going to use this flat brush. I'm going to come down the side of the nose. And then just tap it across. When you get here to the corner of the eye, just bring it up the side of the eye for a lifted look and a sharp edge to your eye makeup. So again, I'm just gonna kind of tap this in, down the nose, tap it over. When I get here, we're gonna come up the side of the eye. So the reason I did this after the blush is you will see that it's going to help blend out the blush too. Does that make sense? All right, so then I'm just gonna press this in with my finger. The warmth from my finger is gonna help melt that product into the skin. If you guys would send me some positive vibes, some prayers, whatever it is that you do for this meeting I have at 10 o'clock. It's a business meeting. I'm a little bit nervous, but I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna go well. It's a little bit outside of my comfort zone. So you grow outside your comfort zone. Remember that. All right, so I've already done the cream contour and the liquid blush. Now I am just doing the concealer to tie everything together. And I'm tapping it in with my finger after I used a flat brush to place it where I want it. And then I'm gonna go in with my dampened beauty sponge. I'm trying to remove a lot of the product with my fingers because I do not want it to be cakey, which our concealer is great because it actually plumps out. It has a plumping formula and plumps out fine lines. And I'm just gonna bounce it up and down on the skin to help remove excess product. You have got to get some of that light shade of, yeah, so with the concealer, I actually recommend the CO2 for under the eyes if you have mature skin. Because it is a peach tone. So the peach tone is going to conceal mature skin and fine lines better than a highlighting shade would, such as the 01. So you want to get the CO2 shade of the concealer. That's just a little tidbit, something I've learned about mature skin along the way. All right, so now do you see how there's not too much blush, and at first it looked like there was too much blush? Also, do you understand why I use a brush after I put it on the back of my hand? Just keep a makeup wipe nearby so you can clean it off, but you're just going to tap it out and blend it out with a blush brush. Okay, All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all have a great Wednesday. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.